It has been a while since I last made a video. I think it is about 3 years ago. I've been occupied with a number of things that have taken my time. But I think it is time now for me to come back and post some videos. And this time around, I'm going to focus on what is happening in Kenya. There has been a lot of political analysis, but I think there is one thing that is lacking that I'm coming in to fill in, so that my participation in the political analysis is not based on me too, but it's because I have something to contribute. And I'm going to give the spiritual perspective because I'm a born-again believer, and I think that side has been lacking. There is what I would call rampant misconceptions in political narratives in Kenya. I'm going to look at that, and at the same time, I'm going to lament the way believers are a bit careless in what is happening in Kenya politically, because many people in Kenya are believers, and even our leaders invoke the name of God whenever they are politicking. So it is because of that that I think that political perspective in the things that are happening is very important. And so I'm going to, whatever analysis, I'm not going to post so many videos, I'm not going to talk about everything. But once in a while, because I have so many things to do, once in a while I will be posting some videos to put some perspectives. I realize that one of the most difficult things in life is to get the balanced perspectives over things. May I begin by saying that the corruption that we are witnessing in Kenya is a child of tribalism. It is because of tribalism that we have these people from big tribes. Whenever they do something that is not right, or whenever they steal, or whenever they do some corrupt deals, when investigations point to their direction, they always run back to their tribe and they get protection there. And I think that is going to do a lot of damage to the country. As a result, I think I'm going to say certain things that will not sound nice to some people. I'm going to call the tribe. I'm going to say this tribe has been bad, this tribe has been bad, so that we discuss this idea of tribe and put things into perspective, that we may have a country, a nation, where at some point of time, it will not matter where somebody comes from. It matters the leadership qualities that somebody has. Having said that, there has been a lot of corruption in Kenya, and whenever that comes up and it is pointing to some direction, many people start crying that the corruption discussion has been politicized, or investigations, whatever is happening to get this corruption under control, there has always been the cry that it has been politicized. Now, I talked about rampant misconceptions in political narratives in Kenya. The first one is this idea of calling corruption being politicized. Now, most people who are corrupt, they are politicians. And so if you are going to discuss about corrupt politicians, there is no way you are going to avoid politics. You cannot discuss corruption in the vacuum of politics in Kenya because the corrupt people are politicians. So how are you going to talk about corruption without talking about politics? Because it is politics that are putting these people into positions of power where they do their corruption. So any politician who is corrupt should not cry that corruption discussion has been politicized, because he's a politician, and whenever we are discussing his corruption, politics has to come in. So I think it is a misconception to to write off politics when we are discussing corruption. Corruption will be part of politics. Corruption is part of politics, and politics is part of corruption, especially if you're talking about the Kenyan experience. So let these people who are analyzing corruption, let these people who are pursuing the corrupt, let these people who are investigating corruption be sure that whatever direction they take, it is going to point to the politicians, because, as I've said, it is the politicians who are corrupt. Another misconception that I want to point out, which I've also pointed out in other videos, is that there are people who say that politics is a dirty game. And I want to say, and this I will repeat throughout, I will repeat it in my videos to come until somebody gets it. Politics is not a dirty game. Politics is neutral. It is the politicians who play dirty. So if you play dirty, you don't blame politics to be, the blame is supposed to be on the politician who is playing dirty. So politics is neutral. It matters what we want to do with it. If we play dirty, it will be dirty. Otherwise, if you're a clean person, why do you want to involve yourself with something dirty? And politics is the mechanism through which a country is governed. We institute the governing bodies through politics. And how can we say that politics is dirty? Then governing becomes dirty as well. I don't think politics is a dirty game. It is politicians who are playing dirty. And if there is a politician who is playing dirty, we are going to call up their names and say, so and so is playing dirty politics. And we don't say that it is the politics that is dirty. So those two misconceptions, we have to get them right. We have to clean them up so that when political discussion is taking place, we know that we are not doing something dirty. And we know that corruption has to be discussed in the light of politics. And so some people will run and say that, oh, yeah, it has been politicized. Yes, it has to be, because the corrupt are politicians. And you cannot call a politician and separate politics from a politician. Then what are you doing? I think with that, I just wanted to make that introduction, that I will be making videos, and I will be very radical. I will tell the truth. And I trust God that I'm going to sit on a higher ground where I can see, I can have 360 degrees view of things, so that, unlike somebody who said that from where I'm sitting, and then it happened that this person is sitting from a corner and is not seeing every angle of what is happening. And so when he says that from where I'm sitting, and then he talks things that are not true. So when I say that I'm going to sit on a mountain or on an elevated place, it's not that I'm going to look down upon people, but I'm just trusting God to give me a 360 view of things, so that when I say things, they should be things that are well-rounded, things that are well-balanced in the perspective. So with that, I think wait for my other videos. And I've not had so many followers, but I think this time, whoever chooses to follow, there will be a benefit, but I don't guarantee that I'm not going to annoy some people in the process. Because the truth sometimes hurts, especially people who don't want to face the truth the way it is. So I have to mention that ahead of time, so that when you find me calling things what they are, then you don't get surprised, because I'm one person who believes that you don't use a lot of euphemism to cover up for bad things. If something is bad, you call it bad. I'm one person who believes, for example, if I catch you stealing, the law will call you a suspect, but I will call you a thief. If I catch you stealing, I will not call you a suspect. I will call you a thief. The law will use the euphemism, calling you is a suspect and is pending proof, or you are going to be passed through the legal process to establish whether you are a thief or not. But for me, if I catch you stealing, I will call you a thief. And so those raw language may rub some people the wrong side, but I think we need to call things what they are. Because if we call them with sweet names, then we kind of moderate their severity. And there are things that are happening that are not good. They are so bad that we just need to fight them and get them out of the way. May God bless you. I look forward to interacting with you, to be posting things that I believe will help somebody. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is that I realize that there are many believers in Kenya who are going to miss their eternal heritage because of tribalism. But I want to say here that there is nothing that can exchange your eternal life. There is nothing that you can exchange with your eternal life. And may I quote from the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36 and 37. The Bible puts a question there, and it goes like this. For what shall it profit a man, even if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? That means in all the world, there is nothing that can exchange with your soul. Even if somebody was to come and tell you that we want to make you the president of the world, you are going to get all the monies, you are going to get everything, all the power, the money, everything is going to be yours. But we want you to give something in exchange. And that thing you are going to give is your eternal life, or your salvation, or your eternal heritage with God. You would be wise to tell that person that thank you very much for the offer, but my soul cannot be exchanged with anything. My concern is that there are so many fellow Kenyans who are exchanging their eternal life with something that is so small, something that is a nonsense, if I would call it what it is. Tribalism, that you support somebody from your place, even if that person is killing, even if that person is stealing, you still support that person, and therefore you identify with a thief and give that thief a platform even to steal more. I think that is so dangerous. That is not something that you should exchange your eternal life with. And as I will be posting videos, I think at least I'm going to reach one person who is going to see the sense in not falling for this small matter. Because even if a person from your tribe is the president, what will that help? What is it going to help you? You are going to be just like any other person. So with that, I think I'll stop it there and look forward to put some videos. May God bless you as we strive to make Kenya a better nation. Amen.